Alright guys, back with the wing. I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to modify. I'm going to modify and fill it. I'm going to go around choosing all of these top lines here around there. And then I'm going to just ease those edges over. Just showing, what I would do to make sure there's no interference as it goes up and down. I'm going to add a post here to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and capture that position. I'm going to I'll go right in the middle. I'm going to put a 3/8 inch, because that's the dowel we'll have on hand for our push rods and crank and whatnot. I'm going to extend that down. I don't know. 1.5 or just an inch. An inch. Alright, so now this is ready to take to that. So I'm going to save. Okay. I'm going to go to my crank here. I'm going to go ahead and insert this simple wing. So I'll right click and insert this in. I'm going to go ahead and move this up. Take a look at that. That's about how I want it to go. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And now I'm going to get to work putting that to it. So I'm going to go back to my sketches and I'm going to make a hole that this would go down into. So I'm going to go to the top fenestrations and double click on it to edit it. And I'm going to add another hole. Come over here and 3/8 of an inch. And then I'll space that about 1.5 inches from this one. I'll make it 1.5. Finish sketch. And now I'm going to, let's see, if I move this around, yeah, that's a little too tight. I think Mr. O's nose might hit that. So I'm going to drag that over. Let's see, I just made that 1.5 inches. I'll change that to 2.25. That's my guess, and I can always fine tune that. I'll go ahead and hit finish sketch. Alright. So now I'm going to capture position. I'm in the habit of hitting capture position unless I really do want to change something. I'm going to make that little hole. Alright, so now I am going to join this rigidly in there. So I'm going to do a joint, and let's see, I want to use the bottom of this. I'm going to use that circle and that one and hit OK. So now that is on there and there. So perhaps you can guess what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set this on top. I'm going to put a cam and a follower here to drive this wing up and down. I might have to adjust this. So I'll put, I might end up cutting this one down a little bit. Alright. So I'm going to put this into position. And then let's see, you want to come over here about 2 inches from that one. So I'm going to go to my top fenestrations and I'm going to add another circle. It's going to be 2 inches over from that. So this will again be 0.55. That's the diameter of the push rod. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to space it now 2 inches over. Enter. Finish that. And, oops, get that out of the way. Turn on the vision on the eyeball on top fenestrations. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this down as a whole. Excuse me. Turn that back off. Alright, now I'm going to add, let's see, that doesn't matter if it's round or square. It doesn't matter if it twists around. I'm going to go ahead and use a round guide. I'm going to go insert into current design. And I'll go ahead and join it. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to assemble joint. I'm going to choose that. And then I want to get that circle right underneath that one there. Not that one, but that one. And I want that to be rigid. OK. See, yep, it's got that in position. See if that's there. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a length. I might want to make this a bit taller. If I want to make that taller, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go back to the simple wing. I'm going to edit it in place. Rather than coming back to the original simple wing, which I could, I just have to update it. I'm going to edit it in place. Capture position. Okay. And then I'm going to go to here, that extrusion. I'm going to make that 2 inches. Okay. And then I have to hit finish edit in place. And what you're going to see is that's now an inch off the ground. That makes it pretty good. So now I'm going to have to just put a custom piece in here. Alright, so I'm going to add the cam. Let's see, I'm just going to use the eccentric cam I've already got. Insert that, insert the current design. I'll drag it up a bit. Hit OK. Now I want to rigidly assemble that to the crankshaft. Let's see, let's put that. I gotta choose this, so if I try to do that, it's gonna come in funny. If I go to the middle there, it lets me go there and goes on, and then I'll slide it over. So let's position this. Let's see here. I'll position that directly under that. And 5 there. And that's good enough. Alright. So now I need a follower. That's going to be too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this one. I don't know if that's too long or not. I might have to design a whole new shoe, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to pause the video and then I'll give you that one in the download. Alright guys, I'm back here. I designed the wingy thing. It's a follower that's going to go on top of this, go up through there. So I'm going to go ahead now and put this in here. I'll put this in the downloadable. So I'm going to put it in there and put it there. Okay. I'm going to now do my assembly. So assemble, joint. This one's going to be a slider. And I want to choose, make sure you get, boom, that with that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Drag that, make sure it's going up and down, that's fine. So now I want to set this and this to be tangent. So I'm going to go to Assemble, and I'm going to go to Tangent Relationship. I'll constrain the components. I'll click on that, and then those two faces I want to be tangent. This takes a second because it's starting to get a little heavy and a little confusing. I'm going to hit OK. Again, it's doing some thinking. I'm curious to see how this one runs in the Chromebooks. I'm a little concerned, admittedly. I'll pause this for a moment as it thinks. Alright, that thought for about 20 seconds or so, but now you can see that is working. So I'm going to basically do the same thing now up here. Notice the top of the wingy thing, which is the pusher. I made this rounded too, so it'll be able to follow tangent. I won't run into any problems. I'm going to go ahead and hit Tangent Relationship. I think you can do it with Motion Study too. I'm not sure. I forget. Constrain the components. Geometry 1. I'm going to want the bottom of that surface. Geometry 2. I'm going to want that. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and I imagine... Does it really not have to think? That's wild. Let's see. Does that drive? Oh, yeah. So if I come over here now and right-click on that flag and hit Animate Joint Relationships. Oh! Alright. Another action. Got a wing. Pretty exciting stuff.